Hey everyone, this is Sidharth Kumar from Written Magic, and once now we are again back for review of one of the movies I recently saw on Netflix, and the movie is Sir, Is Love Enough? And this is the movie that stars Tillotama Shome, you have Vivek Gomber, Geetanjali Kulkarni, and etc. So here's the plot of the movie: is that the maid, played by Tillotama, she is a widow maid and she's working for her employer, Vivek Gomber, who goes by the name of Ashwin. And this guy who's the employer, he falls in love with his maid. And that's what this story is all about, which has been written and directed by Rohena Gera. So I started watching this movie on Netflix. I saw the poster, and I'd seen some trailers about it, and it did intrigue me a lot about the story, the love story of a young man who has studied abroad, who is an architect, and is like a handsome young Indian guy, and how he falls in love with his maid. This is an unconventional, unorthodox story, which you don't see happening in reality in the Indian society because of several reasons, because of casteism, whether it's communication gap, whether it's pressure from society. There are so many different reasons for it. However, I think Rohina, who's the director of the movie, she does a beautiful job in terms of portraying the story of how this could even be possible. And she starts with the scene where this young boy, his marriage breaks off with his girlfriend, and then he's back. He gets into his routine work, and then Ratna, who is the maid, she is doing the usual errands. She's cleaning the house, cleaning food, and then slowly and slowly, you see that there is this bond that gets developed between both the employer and the maid. Sometimes Ashwin, he does house parties, and when a glass of wine falls on one of the guests, he takes the side of her. He thinks that the guest was rude, so he just wants to be fair. He wants to be equal, and I think that's what Rohina has sent at least one of the message from this movie is that no matter where you come from, whether you come as you're a servant or whether you're an employer, everyone deserves equal respect, and yeah, and equalness has to be prevailing. And he's a lonely guy. He doesn't want a partner who he wants to sleep with, and he just falls in love with his maid. And I think that what is so brilliant about this movie is also that Tilotima recognizes this fact, but she knows that she comes from a low class servant background. She lives in the outskirts of Mumbai. She's got her own responsibility. She wants to be a fashion designer, and she doesn't want people to think that she's taken a rich guy for a ride. And she is not. She can't see this thing not because she doesn't want to, but because society is not going to accept that. She and he and Ashwin are going to go for dinners. People are not going to look at them with the same eyes that if a normal other girl from a higher society had gone. So I think it really comes from the heart. Her heart is clean and it's pure. It just she wants to be in a relationship, but she can't. So she has her limitations, and also the story shows certain things where she's a good friend with Geetanjali Kulkarni. She's another maid, and she wants to be a fashion designer. One day she ends up in a high-end fashion boutique, and the owner comes in and she just tells her to leave. So it is sad that we look at people and we judge the way by their clothes, by their style, the way they speak, and just make some decisions out of it. These people could be very talented, they could be genuinely nice people, but that's how the society is structured, and that's unfortunate. But Rohina does a wonderful job. I think I was really intrigued to watch this movie, and in the end, also, when things go, are kind of, taking to them, going to the next level. One of the friends of Ashwin, he comes home and he tells him that you cannot be dating a maid, and he just puts his reasons, the same reasons I talked about, is that because she comes from a servant society, and society is never going to accept that fact, and he needs to move on, find someone else. So I think these are valid concerns from a friend's perspective, but ultimately the openness, the open-mindedness of Ashwin, and you seldom come across such individuals in life who don't care about society. They all care about is what is good for them and their partner. And I feel Vivek Gomber also did a fantastic job, equally supporting Tillotama in this story. So guys, the story is available on Netflix. I highly, highly recommend you the story. It's a family drama, and it's a short movie, hour to hour and a half kind of thing, and you won't be disappointed. You'll see a new, fresh perspective, a new movie on the block, which is not about running behind the trees and throwing love, but this is a story that will touch your heart. It is a sad story. It is. But it's also equally, an appealing story to the young generation of India, to the young generation all over the world. That no matter who you love, just come out and hold their hands and say I love you, or just take it to the next level. And it ultimately, at the end, it's just you and the partner that matters. So guys, watch it. I highly recommend it. If you have any comments, you can type in below. And that's all from me, Review Magic, signing off. Take care, guys. Bye bye.